What's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about who's right. I recently came across a video from Richard Fain, Fain, and he said 5 things you need to stop buying to get rich. And just in case you don't know about Richard Fain, he's a former football player. I think he played for Atlanta. I didn't get to see that. But we're going to talk about what his suggestions were and where I disagree. And just to be 100% transparent, I do not believe, because I know a lot of people might try to get that kind of going in the mix. I don't believe that Richard Fain does anything that is trying to harm our community at all. I think that he seems to be honorable with what he's doing. I don't know too much about the stock type stuff that he's getting people into with depositing 1 penny and you get up to 12 stocks worth $30,600. I don't see how that works, so that might be questionable. Anything that you promise people on get rich quick, it's questionable. Period. Any get rich quick, questionable. And again, anything with overnight credit and debt is scammy. No, everything takes work. If you if you if you didn't want to take his 5 things to not do, and what I'm going to tell you about his 5 things on my opinion on them, all you got to do is just say if it sounds too good to be true, don't do it. And if it sounds too good to be true, is there a lot of work involved? That's the only big difference, because there's been opportunities that I did, which one of them was real estate. It was like, if you do this house, it was a deal that I did, I think in 2008. It was like, if you buy this house for $8,400, you could flip that house for $100 and some thousand. And I was like, it just sounds too good to be true. It was true, but it took a lot of work. Like literally the roof had a hole in it from the upstairs of the house. We had to rework the whole house. With the contractor, it took over $55,000 to get that house in order. So I spent $55,000, $8,400, and sold the house for $129,000, paid the real estate agent their commission. But so that ended up being sounding too good to be true, but it was true when I looked at it was going to be a lot of work. So anything that sounds too good to be true and is saying that you do little work, stay away from it. It's just going to be problems. It's just going to be problems. So let's get into it real quick. And I think that this is important stuff to talk about, because you are trying to work on your credit. That's why you're on my channel. But one of the big problems with you being able to have good credit was the things that you were spending your money on. And so he came up with this list of 5 things, but he's saying 5 things you need to stop buying to get rich. So I'm going to give you my opinion on that. So it's me versus what he's saying to do. And I encourage you to go watch his video, just in case you didn't. You can type it in YouTube search, 5 things you need to stop buying to get rich. Now, the number 1 thing that he had on his was to not buy a house. And I'm starting with that one because that's the one out of all of the ones on here, that's the one that I disagree with. You see, this is the problem that that people, even people that I've worked with, and that have a lot of money and they don't buy a house, and then later they come to me and they say, I need to get a house. See, people get stuck thinking this is the trap. First was they can't save the money for the down payment. You can, if you want to save the money for down payment, you can save the money for a down payment. Next, their credit, can't get their credit right. Like, all of these are excuses. And then the next one's like, depending on where the economy is, And I'm not one of those that flip and flop like a fish when the economy is good or bad. I've been through several recessions with my business and as an individual. And you stay steady, because if you can't stay steady when times are rough, you're going to be all over the place when times are good. That's where people end up blowing their money and spending it. Buying a house is an investment. And yes, that house value can go up, that house value can go down. But let me tell you the thing that you need to keep in mind. And everyone who is renting right now will understand what I'm about to say. Is that when you own your own home, even if you're paying more than what you would be paying for rent, you are putting money into your house that you would be able to get either all of it back or more of it back. You will never get less than what you put into your house. And even if you did, you would get money back that you would never get. 100% of your money would go to the owner of the property if you were renting from them. See, that's something that people don't think about. If you are renting, and I don't care if you're paying 8% on your mortgage. If you're paying 8% on your mortgage, a portion of the money that you put in is going to you and your family in ownership in that property. And if you stay in that property long enough, it will not stay flat and down. It will go up, guaranteed. But even if it didn't, say that it stayed at the same amount that you paid the house for, and you paid on it for 10, 15 years, that money that you put into the house would still be equity in your pocket, not the landlord's pocket. If you're paying a landlord or you're renting, 100% of your money is going to them. The lady, and I don't mean to say lady. I don't want to say her name. She comes to clean our house, and she was saying that her and her husband want to buy a house, but the prices are too high, and they don't want to. The interest rates are high and everything. They bought this year. And we told them, we said, you're worrying about the wrong thing. You need to get your house. So number one, you have your house if you're paying someone else where you're renting, you're paying 100% interest. That's what I don't understand about when people like Richard Fain would say something like that. You're paying 100%. Owning your home is this first step of you having an asset that you control towards getting rich. And a lot of people, for some reason, just don't understand or see it that way. Now, let me tell you another part about it that's not financial. That's about mental state. Have you ever had, I remember before we owned a home, this was a long time ago in my 20s. I think that we bought our first home when I was 24 years old. We bought our first home. But before that, we lived at this guy. He's long gone now, but he had like a mechanic business, but he also owned real estate, and he had this fourplex, and it was a 1-bedroom studio. He would come and check his units all the time. He was always outside looking, making sure they're getting taken care of, which I don't blame him. But do you want someone like that over your shoulder? Do you want to paint the rooms the color that you want to paint the room? Do you want to do any improvements that you want to make it so it's your home? When someone else owns the house, you don't have that control to be able to do that. And that's something that's not financial. That's something with personal control over where you live, your domain, your domicile. That's something that's not financial. That's something that's peace of mind. You know, if you're renting, they can, especially with these corporate hedge funds that are buying properties, there's reports where they send these people out to say, we want to do an inspection on your house that you're renting from us. We want to do an inspection on it every 6 months. My secretary, Terry, who has passed away, may she rest in peace. She lived in an apartment complex, and every 6 months they would come there and do a check, like they want to see what's going on inside. Like had been renting there for years. I think as long as she had worked for me. She worked for me from 1996 all the way until she passed away a few years ago. Maybe it's been a little bit, maybe 4 years ago she passed away, or 3 years ago she passed away. But they were checking, this company had bought her complex, and they went in there every 6 months and did a check. So owning your home, you need to own your home, because you had the benefit of, number one, not having somebody over your head. It's yours. You can do what you want. You can paint. You can change the concrete, or from the blacktop to the concrete. Put a swimming pool without permission. Put a fence without permission. All of that stuff. That's not the financial. And yeah, it could grow in value, but that's for comfort. And then the other side is that it is your first asset that you get, regardless of what it is for the interest rate. Now, think about it this way. Think about it this way. You get the house right now, because this is what's going to be like. It's going to be so huge of a wave. You think real estate is booming right now, like the prices are high? Let me tell you, it's going to be even higher. Let me tell you the reason why. If interest rates are 7% and 8%, what do you think the next thing is going to happen when they start to lower interest rates? They're going to be refinancing like it's no tomorrow. People are going to be refinancing those 7 and 8% interest rates, doing a rate in term. That means that you don't want to cash out nothing. You just want to get a better interest rate. It's going to be like gangbusters. As a matter of fact, if you don't have a career right now, you might want to start studying to be a mortgage loan provider, because the wave is going to be so big. It's going to be so big. And the reason why is because so many people are still buying houses today at high interest rates. And they're buying it for investment for themselves and their family, but also for comfort, not to have somebody looking over their shoulder. But you don't believe the news reports and stuff saying that housing and all of that is slumped and all. It's still, year over year, it's higher than it was the year before. It may not be higher than it was the month before, but it's higher than it was the year before. And my real estate agent, who shout out to her, name is skipping me right now. She's gonna blow us up over this, but she she said that it's still, where you put a listing, you're still gonna have 5 or 6 people that put in bids on the house, and they're still putting them in for more than what the asking price was. It's just that it used to be 20. Now it might be 4 or 5. It used to be 20 for where only one family out of the 20 can get the house. And even if it's 4, still only one can get the house. So understand that it is going to be a huge refinance party. Like, it's just going to blow up. The next thing he talked about that you got to stop buying if you're going to get rich is get rich quick schemes. And that is the truth. I agree with you, Richard Fain, about get rich quick schemes, because this is what's tearing people up on YouTube. As a matter of fact, get rich quick schemes have made it harder for one of the companies that I own, which is a marketing company. It has made it very difficult to provide the service for that business, and so much to where I stopped. Like, I would try to really work with people who are trying to get their businesses going, and they maybe had a smaller budget, you know, $1,000, $2,000 for their ads, and then they pay my consulting fee. But now, because of the mindset, because of the get rich quick mindset of these individuals, I have really stopped providing the service for them, and I've just moved it up to just providing the service for bigger companies, because there is no get rich quick. Even the stuff that you saw with GameStop and all of that stuff, that was a setup. If you go and watch there was not the new movie that came out, go and watch the documentary. You could see that the person the guy that did the PetSmart, I think that's who it was, or the pets.com. This was, in my opinion, I don't have the facts. I'm just going off of what the documentary said. The two individuals in this was a setup, and they show where there's some sort of connection with them in the way that they first did videos to get the audience going, to get people in the mindset, then to get people to make one big lump investment. As you can see, people are trying to do it now with different companies, and it's not working. It's not working because people understand from what happened with that trying to do a short and a pump and dump and short and all of that stuff, it won't work, because the only way that stuff works is it's a scheme from insider. It's insider trading, and that they had figured out a way to do it, and it worked for that one time. All the other times it hasn't worked. And as a matter of fact, the individual who had put all of that money into it is trying to do another one, and he lost money in that one. He lost money in it. So, and you win and lose too. That's part of being in business. But there is no get rich quick scheme. And I think that when an individual tries to do a get rich quick scheme, and even though they're an insider, they get caught with their pants down when they try to do it again with something, it ends up getting them caught. So no get rich quick schemes. Don't give your money to any of these people. There's no get rich quick with YouTube videos. There's no get rich quick with real estate. There's no get rich quick with Amazon websites. There's no get rich quick with being a consulting to sell people advertisement. I've been in the advertising business for 34 years. They don't even, what they're talking about, you will, when you first start talking to business owners, your mind is going to go crazy, because you're going to be like, why don't you want to get more customers? Every business owner wants to get more customers, but what you don't understand is that when they got to pay you and they see what they got to pay for their ads, that mindset there, that's different than what we had to deal with when it was radio, TV, or newsprint. They didn't know what it was costing you to produce your product. Now what they're looking at is they're going to judge you based off of what you could do, and they also have all of this stuff that they've watched on YouTube about how other people are doing stuff in business, and they have this mixed misconception of how everything really works with online advertising. I focus only on lead generation. The next one that he had, number 3, from Richard Fain's Things You Need to Stop Buying to Get Rich, is investments in what you don't understand. That is a very good one. That is a very good one. This is something my cousin, as a matter of fact, he sent me this, he sent me an investment on a property. And I told him that it's not something that I want to do. Number one, I'm not heavy in real estate that way. My wife and I have done multiple flips, but it's mainly from when we saw a deal and we had everything packaged up to be able to do it, and we know what our price was going to be to fix it, everything, and then we got out. But we don't like to do that where it's a business, ongoing business. We're not into that. Maybe there's a probate sale and we'll buy the house from the family members and put it up for rent for a while and then sell it later. That's what we do. We know that, not this big long-term investment. This property that my cousin sent to me was $1 million, $1 million. I'm not going to invest $1 million in any real estate. I'm not going to invest $1 million in any real estate. Not because you can't make money from investing in real estate like that, is that I don't know enough about that type of a long-term investment to be able to make money in real estate that way. I mainly make money from owning businesses. I'm what you call a lateral type business. I have most of my businesses, I make my income where I have a business, set it up, get everybody in place, make income from that. Set up another business, make income from that. Set up another business, make income for that. And I take myself out of the business where I don't have to do too much work for each of the business. I have people in place, employees in place, and I make that. That's what's called a lateral. There's another way that you make money with business, which is what I do for one of my companies, which is where you do consulting. So that's where people will actually pay me, and I don't even have to provide any type of product or anything. And I don't even, some of the times I don't even have to do any of the work. Even though I would give it to my staff, I don't even have to do that. I just tell them, hey, this is what you need to do for your business, and this is based off of dealing with over 7,000 companies in my area, where we actually worked with them over 34 years, and with what I've learned with doing my own businesses online, and also working with other businesses that I've helped online. So don't do investments that you don't know about. Learn about them. Another thing with business is that business has to fit your personality. A business could be excellent, but if it doesn't fit your personality, it's not going to work. You're going to end up not liking that business. That's happened to me before, where it was like we used to own a dollar store, probably about 20 years ago, when it was very popular in the 1990s. But that wasn't our type of business. We ended up selling that business because we didn't want that type of business. Now, I do own a retail store now, but it's a partnership with my youngest daughter, and it was something that we wanted to help her with. She did the business, and then my wife kind of liked helping her, and then got involved with the products and all of that. So she likes doing that. So it's like, but it fits them. For me, I'm not the person that would want to do that. I'm very computer oriented. Like you could say, like right now with the internet and all of that, it was like a gift from heaven for me, because before the internet was around, I was practicing. I used to drive in my car practicing like I was talking to people on stage, and I end up now I'm like talking to you here on this video. Like that's crazy. I was practicing that before the internet even came about, practicing it when the internet came about, and before YouTube came about, before you could even do this. So you never know when those days might meet, but my personality fits me for doing this stuff on YouTube. It fits me for doing online business, and it fits me for owning a business, putting stuff in place, and letting the business work itself. The next thing, number 4, what he said was buying new cars. I agree on that too. I say, and I've mentioned this on one of my videos, and this is from Richard Fain, just in case you came into the video at this point. Richard Fain, 5 things you need to stop buying to get rich. Number 4 said buying new cars, and I do agree on that. My car, even though I have 4 very successful companies, the car that I drive is a 2008 Mercedes. I've had that car. I bought it used. I think it was 3 years old when I bought it. I've had it that whole time, taken very good care of it. I've thought about buying a new car, though. My wife did get a new car, but I thought about buying a new car. But for some reason, I'm not as much with cars as I used to be when I was younger. Probably with the money I got now, if I was younger, I think that I would have bought a car. But when you're starting and you're trying to get yourself to where you want to be, you can't go and buying new cars and then getting tired of this car and then going to another one. You can't do that, because you'll be wasting money that could be going towards you investing, doing something that can get you to the next level. There'll be plenty of times to buy the cars, trust me. The next thing he talks about is shopping spree. And before I move to number 5, with buying a car, let me tell you a little secret. Whatever car you have right now, let me tell you, I can tell you if you're going to take care of the new car that you're going to get. If it's going to be G-Wagon, Range Rover. I drove the G-Wagon, and I actually didn't like the G-Wagon. I ended up with it, the insurance from the dealer ended up buying it back. But it's a nice car, but I just didn't really like it. The turn radius and all that. Land Rover, I love them. I had 3 Range Rovers over the years, several Mercedes. But let me tell you, this is the deal that I found out, is that regardless of what car you have right now, this is how you'll know if you're going to take care of your dream car, is that you have to be treating that car that you got right now like it's your dream car. This is a lesson that I've seen when I've seen people who make a lot of money, and they had cars, and I was like, why do this car looks like, you know what? It's like you got paper bags and stuff in the back and some paperwork over here in the seat. I'm like, why would you do that with that car? And it's because they've always treated the cars that way. And so why spend the money on something that you're just going to be treating like it's a dirty office or something? Treat your stuff, no matter where you live, even if you live at, here, let me throw this in, because this was something I didn't even think about. Where you live, treat it as if it's yours. Where you work, treat it as if it's your business, because when you get your business, you would want people to treat it that way. When you own your home, you would want people to treat it that way. The car you drive, treat it as if it's your dream car, because when you get your dream car, you're going to really treat it the same way that you treated that other car. You just don't know that yet. And so those are some lessons that I learned over my life. The next one, number 5 of Richard Fain's "You Need to Stop Buying to Get Rich," is shopping spree. And I've talked about this. I agree with him on this too. And I've talked about this in past videos, where I would go shopping and not buy nothing. As a matter of fact, this weekend, my wife and I went shopping. Now, if they would have had what I wanted, I would have got them. We went to Nordstrom at the mall, and they have these dress pants that are the stretch. I love them. Not them stretch like I don't know what they call them, but they're stretch. And so I was like, I should have got them. They don't get them until they get their winter inventory in. But I was like, if they're there, I'm buying like 4 of each color. Just do the sizing on me, because you got to try them on, and they do the sizing there in Nordstrom. And I'm like, I'm gonna get 4 black, 4 blue. They had this other color, I don't know what it was. Maybe you've seen in one of my videos, this mixed color, and tan and whatever other color. Just give me 4 of them. I want enough of them, because I don't always get to the dry cleaner. Sometimes it might take me a month to take my stuff to the dry cleaner, and so I want enough to wear that. Like that's how I do stuff. But we went and we bought. I think my wife bought just a few things, and she actually bought them for for 2 of our daughters for Christmas. So we didn't end up buying anything for ourselves, but we've done that a lot. And this is my thinking, like, when I started making a lot of money, I was going and we were shopping, buying stuff for the kids, ourselves, all the time. And then I started to look at my closet, and when I was donating clothes, I would notice, I keep buying the same shirt. Like, I already have this shirt, so I'm buying something that I don't even need. And so I would say, I'm going to take inventory of stuff, and then if it's something that I want to get, really want to get it, not because I think I don't have it, I'm going to make better buying decisions. And so I do agree with going out there shopping and buying stuff that you really don't need, or just buying things to be buying things. And we buy stuff because some of the times we want to look good, but also people get into buying things just to keep up with other people that are buying things. And so you got to be very careful of the reasons why you're spending money, because you can end up just spending money because you see other people spending money, so it makes you think that you want to spend money. So that is a good point. And if you do this, say you buy your house, you stop to get rich quick stuff, you don't invest in anything you don't understand. And that doesn't mean that you don't find something that you can invest in. You just find what you can understand and what fits your personality. You stop buying new cars. Car dealers might not like that I'm saying that, but when you come to them, you'll come correct. And then the shopping spree. Like, if this little list, if you could just take care of this little list and you like kind of focus on that for a good year, you're going to be well on your way. And the thing about it, sometimes when I say a year, people are like, man, that's a long time away. It's already about to be 2024 at the time I'm making this video. It's already close to being 2024. Months and years fly by. That's why we got to take advantage of the time that we have right now, because if you start today, tomorrow, the next day, all of that time is going to pass, and you're going to see that it was just like baby steps, and all of a sudden it was just like boom, just shot up, and all of a sudden you're like, that time did fly by, but I did something productive with that time. I did something and not wasted my money on anything. I did not fall for any get rich quick gimmicks. I kind of got with something that I could understand, and I'm willing to invest in it and work at it, or get with people that you trust that are really doing something in business. Like, and I think Richard even talked about this, and I go through this with my family, with my extended family, not my kids and immediate family, is that family members see the success that I have, and they'll do everything to go around asking me questions about how to be successful. As a matter of fact, they really don't ask me. They don't ask me. And in my with my consulting channel, Making Money with Stephen A. Williams, this was what I had told my consulting consulting subscribers, is that the reason why is because they're going to see your family, brothers, sisters, relatives. Even though you can have a high level of success, they're going to still see you the same way. Your family members will approach you the same way, no matter how high of a level you get in success. The ones that really, I could tell you that the ones that get approached a different way, but they still get approached, are people who are on TV, where their family member, like you say, it's some movie star, some family member will still approach them the same way. But let me tell you the difference between someone who's like a musician or a TV person or football, like that, somebody that's public type figure, is that if they were, like, say you're with your relative and they're like a football player, their recognition and you getting recognized, not because they know you, you get recognized for being with them, it makes you react different to their success. But I could be with a relative of mine, and people don't know that I'm successful, and we're just walking around. They could just treat me like they've always treated me, right? So that's the big difference. Like, some people think that they're supposed to treat us any different. They're not going to treat us any different. As a matter of fact, you might even have some of your family members kind of retract against you because you went to take hold and do something about your dreams and they didn't. So that could be something that could happen, when you're striving and changing and becoming successful. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to do some other ones on this. I'm going to look at some of the other stuff that other people are giving as advice, and I'm going to kind of have my opinions on them. But I can say with what Richard Fain said, I don't know about his stock stuff. I'm not endorsing any of that, because it can be very, very tricky. The only thing we disagreed on was buying a house. I say that you should buy a house at any time, because buying a house is an investment financially, and buying a house is an investment for you on a well-being, emotional well-being type level also. All right, if you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video, what makes us different, so you can see my 8-point validation process and my 2-phase settlement process. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website your3scores.com to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian credit reports and all 3 scores. If you have debt collectors coming after you, grab my 3-pack of letters: statute of limitations, debt validations, and cease and desist collecting activities letter. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Please post your questions and comments. Thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.